The Great Barrier Reef is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's located off the coast of Queensland in Australia and holds the largest coral reef system in the world. Covering an area of approximately 348,000 square kilometers, the Great Barrier Reef is actually bigger than the UK, Switzerland, and Holland combined. You can even see the Great Barrier Reef from space. There's even several underwater street views of the Great Barrier Reef on Google Maps. The explorer Captain James Cook discovered the Great Barrier Reef when he tried to run over it in his ship in 1770. It's home to 1,625 different kinds of fish, 30 species of dolphins and whales, and hundreds of types of hard and soft coral. In fact, 10% of the world's fish can be found in the Great Barrier Reef. There are also hundreds of islands and thousands of individual reefs. The living coral sits upon dead coral structures which could be over 20 million years old. But it's not just the coral structures that could date back millions of years, so too could some of the creatures living there. The alien-like nautilus is a distant cousin to the squid, and it appears to have remained relatively unchanged for 500 million years. Lots of people think that coral are plants or weeds, but they are not, they are animals. They are tiny polyps with sac-like bodies and emerging tentacles. They use calcium and carbonate ions from the seawater to create a hard outer skeleton to protect their soft bodies. For most reef-building coral, tiny algae live inside of them and feed it sugars through photosynthesis. The algae is also what gives coral their bright colors. In exchange for the food, the algae get free rent and protection from the dangers of the open ocean. If the coral gets covered in sediment, the sunlight can't get to the algae and the corals lose that food source. Coral is also nocturnal. During the night, the polyps that make up the coral will emerge from their outer casings to catch small creatures passing by. The Great Barrier Reef wasn't always underwater though. Over 40,000 years ago, the Great Barrier Reef was actually a flat ecosystem that looked completely different to what it does today. Melting glaciers and shifting continents caused the Great Barrier Reef to submerge. When the conditions are right, usually after a full moon, coral reproduction takes place. An entire colony can synchronize, with each polyp releasing its genetic matter into the water, creating an amazing scene that looks like a snowstorm. Amazingly, it can take just a single polyp to start a new reef. There are 7 different species of marine turtles on the planet, and the Great Barrier Reef is home to 6 of them. The average lifespan of a sea turtle is 60 to 80 years old. While you might think that it'd be a good idea to visit in summer, you should actually visit in the winter. The region where the coral reef lies has monsoon seasons and very hot and humid temperatures in summer, as well as stingers. Stinger season stretches from November to May. However, in winter, you get more sunshine, better temperatures, and you won't have to worry about dreaded jellyfish. If you wanted to visit, Cairns and Port Douglas are the best spots to see the reef from. You can also take a 3-day trip with some of the local companies where you stay on the boat out at sea. Prior to COVID, tourism to the Great Barrier Reef generated billions per year, with over 2 million visitors each year. Scientists estimate that around 60% of the coral reef has partial or severe bleaching. The Australian government has a Reef 2050 plan. However, UNESCO and experts have expressed concerns about whether the plan is tough enough to protect the Great Barrier Reef from destruction. Thanks for joining us this week. Hope to see you in the next video.